Here we are again with you, Janet, for what I'm calling now the art of space holding. And this is space I'm calling like that because I really experience space holding as an art.
Yes.
Being a space holder
Yeah, you
is
can
an
learn the
artist,
mechanic. You can learn the mechanics of it, but it's not a paint by numbers skill. It is an art.
which is invisible. Most of the things that we do are invisible to the physical eyes, but the results, they're very practical and also deep in what can be created in one's life. And that
Yeah.
really inspires me and fascinates me about space holding. And I was just this week talking with a person that I'm visiting, a friend, and he's from Brazil. And he was, what the heck is this thing you all talk about? Space holding, space holding. And in Portuguese, amparador de espaço. And then he asked, is it like a person will jump and I will hold my arms like that? And I will hold the person
Actually,
arms.
actually, he's onto it, right?
And I said, you are onto it. It's exactly like that.
The person jumps into the unknown, and there is the safety net of our holding. Oh, I love it. Please tell him. I love his analogy.
Yes. And I said, yes, it's a space where people take risks and they do things that is like jumping into someone else's arms. So I really
Oh,
enjoyed that. His
beautiful.
innocence and what he could see behind the word.
Oh, and his interest in this isn't a modern culture word, space holding.
Hmm.
Yeah. Oh, love it.
Do you have anything right alive right now about space holding inside of you?
Absolutely. I've just been writing paragraphs in my book, The Seeds of Archaearchy, and I tracked my professional journey from 1991 and spoke about the different processes and initiations I went through to become an integrative psychotherapist, integrative transactional analyst. And I've honored Richard Erskine, who is still such a master of making contact both with the known and the unconscious and making the unconscious visible. So that's what I was doing a few minutes before I've come into this space.
Hmm.
And I'm really intrigued to see if you have any research results from the interventions you considered with the client you've been working with. And I'd love that you bring what worked, what didn't work, if 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 the space is inviting that.
Hmm. Yeah, I will share briefly, and I would not like to make that space about this specific topic
Hmm.
because I have other directions else I would like to go. But in a bullet point way, I tried out to mostly discover with him the core conclusion in one session of what was the core conclusion about his parents fighting. And
Yeah.
it was pretty interesting that in this session, he was just made a decision of divorce with his partner. And so as we started entering
In
there,
the session, the two things are you saying? In the session, he decided to divorce his partner.
no, he communicated to me his decision that he
Yeah.
is splitting up from his partner.
Yeah, that's what I thought you said.
Yes.
Oh,
So we shift like I just opened this space and I don't know what happened in him, but he shifted this space into speaking about the divorce and he wanted a grieving space. And I was really as a
interesting.
space holder, I was really navigating was this an avoidance way to not go there where it was dangerous for his survival strategy and at the same time do I hold space for what he wants right now and what parts of him want that. And And in that point, I did not have the quick navigation to bring that intervention of asking the questions of like, what do you want and all of that. So I just went with him into the grieving room about the relationship with his partner. And the session was about the grieving about the relationship, going through the four feelings about the relationship that he built with this woman. And he was having a dialogue with the ring that he don't want to take off. And I invited him to talk to this ring. What is the meaning of the ring for him? So that was the session that we had, and then was Christmas and all of that. We did not met yet. So for me, the
I
navigation
think
was very.
I'd have been more dangerous. I said, yes, I'm willing to hold space for the divorce after we've held space for your grief of what it was like with warring parents.
Mm. And in this point, how do you discern, Janet, what the client wants and what you bring as a space holder?
Well, I would put the dangerous seed on the table and see what they did with it. So what the client wants and bring in, I, I'm I'm really musing if this was his survival strategy not to go to the pain of his parents. Divorce of love, that they didn't create love together in those warring times. Yeah, I only go with what the client wants. Sometimes I sow seeds of other possibilities at other times,
Mm.
and I will still get consent. Are you? Yes, I'd hold space for that. And first, I'd invite you to be with the grief for only 5 minutes for the little guy, the grief of what it was like to be in the middle of warring parents that you had to distract by getting them to tie your shoelaces. They can say no.
Mm. Okay. Yeah, that's the update of that
Okay, that
of that.
rounds all that.
Yeah.
My hunch is he can't live with her and he can't live without her, which is the much younger him. Couldn't live with the warring parents and couldn't live without them at such a young age. But
Mm.
time will tell. You'll see.
Yes. And it's exactly that trap he's in. He cannot be
Yeah.
with her any longer. It's war. It's he's recreating what he experienced and thinking she is the one creating it. And he
And
cannot live because there is such a codependence from this young part that projects in her
hmm.
his mother. So yeah.
Okay, thank you for that update. And it seems complete enough so we can shift to the topic you want us to research.
Hmm. Yes, there's two directions, and I want to see where we go. I would just name it both to see what is most alive right now. One is the research about I started on family constellation for my own experience being in my parents' house again and experience how I do deny still my father. And in the healing process, holding space for people, I noticed that there is a value in visiting the history and and discovering the unmet need of the child that was there at this point. And there is something has been missing for me in the way I was healing that happened this last time I visited my dad, which was to bring him into my heart and to acknowledge that he gave me life. And this I never had experienced this way of healing before, and it transformed
Hang on a
something.
minute. Hang on, you just swallowed. What were you feeling when you swallowed?
Yeah, I feel sad.
Brought him into your go,
I
Gabrielle.
feel sad because I pushed him away with anger in a lot of the emotional healing process I've done. And it has been a fight inside of my heart. And I feel sad because when I could bring him into my heart, there was acceptance of who he is, and something in me relaxed because he gave me life. And
Yeah.
I was fighting somehow part of me existing. So I feel
He
really sad
birthed, yeah.
of the relief of like, oh,
He birthed you into existence, Gabriella.
yes.
Yay!
So this opened a completely new ground for what I can hold space for in terms of healing as well.
Yeah. You've been through the refiner's fire and now
What does
you'll
that
be
mean?
available.
Refine.
Refiner's fire, it's you put something in the fire like an alchemist or smelter, like the aluminium goes through a smelter to refine it to something usable.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yes. So I'm curious, like how it goes now in applying some of these principles in emotional healing process or in healing spaces from family constellation that I did not knew um before 2 weeks ago. So I feel glad about that.
I'm glad. And your shift alone without applying anything or doing anything, your being is more expanded. So, for me, I notice it calls forth different things in people I've been working with when I've done the internal shift.
Hmm.
Yeah. I look forward to hearing legends of how the shift in you translates to the people you hold space for.
Mm-hmm.
Anything more about that?
Hmm. Yes, that the I did not experience yet, but I don't know how to. Sometimes there's a loop that happens in healing or emotional healing process when the person see the need, the unmet need that happened, and still wants to repeat to feed that need in the now, as it would satisfy that hunger for protection, for instance, for example. So
Yeah, I think you're speaking of the fantasy that if I aim to get the unmet need of childhood met now, it will complete and integrate the incomplete experience, the unintegrated experience.
yes, exactly. And how, like, what possibilities do you have to navigate this space where there is the attachment to this concept or this framework?
I would give the completion loop of sounds like you're hoping that if that need is met now, it will heal what wasn't, heal your experience from the past. And I'd ask them, how do they think? How does that go? But naming the hope that, oh, if I get it now, it'd be like saying, you know, in 1966, I didn't have my breakfast one morning. So if I have two breakfasts tomorrow, it'll fill the this sounds ridiculous, but this is how it goes. Oh, I love it. I love it. Wherever that it's exactly like that. You're hoping if you have two breakfasts tomorrow, it will fill your empty stomach from 61 years ago. So what did I just do then? I go into where did I go to pull that out? I don't know. I went into the unknown and you asked what interventions, and that's what comes out of my in a tomb. What do you think about the metaphor?
Yeah, it makes completely sense, and that's my experience. And it's really it feels in myself when the moments I had that is like a hunger of a ghost, an empty ghost that wants more and
Yes.
more and more. So it was interesting you said breakfast, which is food. And my
Yes.
experience is this food. But even in children, there's a child of 7 years old here where I am now, and I can experience this thirst and this hunger in her of more, and this aliveness of like I want more. And we play for 1 hour, I play fully with her for 1 hour, and then I said now I'm going for a call, and she said no, but I want more. Like no, there is this um uncontained, untamed force of life that wants more and more. And and
Yeah, thirsty for more life.
mm,
With someone like the second breakfast person thinking that they would fill the stomach of the younger them, what I do recommend is we can't meet that unmet need now. What we can do is identify the survival system you created to cope with the pain of you not getting that then. So, what did you do to manage the pain of that? What did you do to manage your fear or your sadness or your anger? So that's that's one art to intervene with respect and sensitivity
mm,
to pop their relation, pop the fantasy bubble actually. That if I have two breakfasts now, it'll fill the stomach of my 7-year-old.
mm.
Hmm, I like that.
So the men like noticing and holding space for discovering the mechanism to handle the pain, it's a first
Mhm.
step that you see possible in that direction.
Yeah. Bring the metaphor. Seems like you're hoping if you da 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 da
Hmm.
have two breakfasts tomorrow, it will complete your incomplete experience from when you were young. And that's when I would bring self-disclosure. In my research, I haven't watched that to be successful.
Self-disclosure is when I bring myself in.
Yeah, that in my research, I haven't found that to be successful to really integrate that past experience.
Mm. Thank you.
It really is
Another-
my pleasure. Really, it's like you send arrows into the unknown space inside. We see what the arrow gets and it comes out. This space worked for me.
Mm. I will bring now a client that I'm working with that I also want to expand where to look at, especially. Let
Go.
me see where I start from. My experience with him when I'm in the call is that there is a like the driver behavior of hurry up and the fastness, and with this is a core thing we've been working on. And in the past, he was diagnosed with he was labeled, he was stapled with ADHD. Um, and this is also part of my navigation or learning what is the value or like how to integrate also the symptoms into the way I hold space. So one of the symptoms that I acknowledged and that is very visible is that he cannot like has very difficult to focus on something. So when he's speaking, he's speaking 10 things at the same time, and he don't close the doors that he opened, or he forget many things. And mm, what is it? Like what every time that he comes into the session, there is a list of things that he wants to work in the session. And with the fastness, mm, even to speak now, I have difficult because it's like all over the place. And we worked in different spheres, but he's one of the people I worked that I don't have a thread from the sessions that we are going through because each session is it's like that is something different. It's something new.
Yeah.
So
Do
that's
you
yeah.
know, do you know the game? It's called quoits. So it's like a stick and you throw round circles onto the pole. In English, it's quoits.
Yeah, I know that in Portuguese. Argolas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what you're describing to me is someone with a disorganized attachment pattern. So this experience won't link to this sentence, won't link to this. So they're throwing the quoits. I haven't got anything to put on here. Throwing the quoits, and my job then is to just let the quoits go on there and feel the impact. What is the impact of him being all over the place on you, Gabriella?
Disorientation, confusion.
Okay, beautiful. So this in psychotherapy terms, it's called this is your countertransference. That means you're becoming the radar to put words to what he probably doesn't have language for. Wow, do you ever feel disorientated? That's
Mm,
one whole session probably. Or do you ever have a sense of being confused? Because to me, you're describing a really confused, scared child.
mm.
What do you say about my response?
It really like go keep going for the way you could weave the psychological terms. It could really land in me because you already spoke to me other times about the rudder and to use the impact to ask a question or to move this impulse as a we inquire. But now you made me experience, so that really worked. Just a meta
Because, yeah, you're
situation.
becoming, it's as if that people like this with such early rupture in their attachment pattern, it's like they're in a river with currents going all ways and they're stuck in it. The confused child is lost in the river of all those currents.
Mm,
And they're splashing about telling you these stories. And it's like you become a grappling hook. You're a someone they can, I'm looking for props, a hook. They can hook into a someone that helps them. Oh, I can feel my sadness. That helps them put language to their experience. I doubt anyone would have known how disorientated he felt or how confused he felt. And confuse, the Greek word for confuse is to pour together. And that's exactly my experience working with these younger years in people. So many incomplete, inarticulated experiences poured together.
mm,
And then they get a modern day diagnosis of ADHD. And an ADHD brain is so similar to a brain that has post traumatic stress. It has unintegrated, neglected key life events, layer on layer on layer on layer on layer. So then his parent ego state takes care of that really confused, disoriented child ego state by hurrying up. And if you watch the latest video I have with Arena, I think I skillfully held space for her to discover the purpose of a hurry up driver.
Mm-hmm.
I recommend you watch it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that really lands with what I experience in holding space for him. And
Mm.
and it really matches also the history. He grew up with two mothers and they were very fast and invading his space frequently. And as a boy with like he in a lot of the spaces he bring how he missed a father and he went to his judo karate teacher which was very strong and also but also very violent so he's like could go over the boundaries so he developed also this very strong driver behavior of I can do it more and he developed Lyme disease or like some disease some symptoms in his physical body where his body
Oh,
asks for rest but he goes juggling or he pushes to be with people to so he goes to festivals to juggling and then he started holding space for like PM or Rage Club or things and like he pushes when actually his body's asking for something else and what I found interesting is that he can name it what he need or what he want so he's very clear actually about, oh, I want rest now. My body needs to eat this food. I but there is a dissonance with his actions. Like he take the action of going outside or um doing something
mhm.
different than the information
Well,
he receives.
his nervous system default setting is on hyperarousal. So his parasympathetic nervous system isn't for rest and digest. It's
Yeah,
for hyperarousal and hypervigilance.
and he
And
freaks out when his system is relaxing. There were some sessions that I we are working with that, and he would freak out. Like the level of fear would be so intense that he would need to grab his bottle or his ball. He joined his first rage club with me, and he could not look into the eyes back then. This was a year ago. Um, he could not look into the eyes, and he would make the ping pong with the wall. Um,
yeah,
and
well, that's one of those physiological survival reactions in the map of pies. To turn away is an innate mechanism. And the turning away is, in my research, usually an expression of historic disappointment.
mm,
So so he's giving you the clues, and he's already that scared, but he's freezing. So the hyperarousal of his nervous system is already to the point of freeze. And around you, he's probably lowering his numbness bar that he can actually feel how scared he is.
mm. So even when he is when someone you're working with someone that is so hyper aroused and I can see that in him, what is the first things that you attend to? Because I heard once from I think it was from Anna that she don't work with deep healing until the person like the nervous system is can not can be regulated. So she would not bring new things. She would just work with the regulation first before bringing opening doors for healing.
Yes, I can see why she would say that.
And he goes like he wants us to go to the next training, like to the next transformational spaces. And he's also always bringing new doors in the sessions with me. And my sense is that he needs something else. And my edge here as a space holder is how to weave that and to hold space for him to learn to regulate his nervous system in a way that I'm not rescuing him, but it's like this. I can sense it's like every time he arrives in the session, he tries to pretend that he is like calm, but I can sense his energetic body's like that. And then now he speaks slower, much slower than before, and I can see like how much effort he's having to speak slower. And
Yeah, that's when I use myself as a metronome, like on a piano. So their system is so hyper aroused. And I'll invite them to hey, right now, does my voice sound calm or tense? Oh, then they have to leave that mechanism. Oh, actually, it sounds calm. Oh,
mm,
and what is the impact on you when I'm calm right now? Can you feel it?
yeah,
What did you just feel?
I
Yeah,
calm.
I'm not asking him to change.
Huh.
And am I anxious or relaxed? Oh, relax. Uh-huh. What's the impact on you when I'm relaxed? Oh. So it's like bit by bit, you're offering them a different experience so they have a landing pad inside. Oh, that's what relaxed feels like. He can't get there through his intellectual body of effort and trying.
Mm. So regulating it means that he can get the experience of being relaxed and not being relaxed, or feeling anxious or not feeling anxious.
Or having someone else that's not that. Having someone else that's not tense, in a hurry, anxious.
Mm. And then how does this not create dependence in the coaching relationship?
Great question. You have a fear that if he has an experience of being relaxed in him, it will create dependency on you.
Yes, that if I ask these questions, there is a tendency. My experience is that there is a tendency that you were relaxed, and because of that, I can be relaxed. But and my life and the place where I live, it's not like that.
Mhm.
Do you know
So
what?
I'm glad of your fear. You're glad your fear is informing you. The next interventions in a session like that for me would be, so what can you do in this next week? Is there some music you can listen to or go on the boutique or breathing? Or like I would really offer possibilities of how he fosters that in the following week.
Great.
There's
I would try
lots
it
of
out that.
brain music free on YouTube. Have it with two ears
Hmm.
because music will help reset the basal ganglia. What
He
happens to your
listens.
fear of, huh?
He listens to a lot of stories, like podcasts or stories, fantasy stories.
I bet. This is different music on that helps to reset the basal ganglia.
Mm,
There's so much music for calm, for anxiety, free on YouTube.
yeah. And you asked what happened with my fear.
Yes,
It goes lower, and I have in the background like to yeah. What is in the background is that I feel fear generally of creating dependence with a person that I'm holding space with, or they projecting on me. I just can have that with you. And
And
it's
for
I think
people
it's a
with that
general,
I think there's a gap when I go. You go, please.
yeah, in my internet maybe. I was just to complete that I is a for me is a navigating fear to not create that. It's like it gives me information when I'm holding space to be attentive.
Yeah, and and when a mother of a new baby, just let me draw it and then it'll be clearer. So this is healthy symbiosis, which is when me as a mum use my three ego states to take care of the little ones. Yeah, of course I didn't sleep when I wanted to. I wanted to be there. But that's only for a small, it doesn't last long. So in many ways, you're holding space so he can know what's in his own child ego state by offering that alternative experience.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And when he distracts into, yes, but I want to work, like I want to work today on my decision making about going or not going to a lab.
Mm-hmm. What's
Then
your question?
then I hold space for that, or do I like what is it? I with these things that he throw,
Coits.
the coins that he throws into the stick, how to in between these coins bring the interventions and not follow one of the coins that he threw. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yes, I
Because
do.
he's what
Well,
I've
will
been
you
doing is catching.
be him for a couple of minutes? Go.
Okay.
Because I'll tell you, because my theory is all roads lead to Rome. So although this is what he's bringing, I think let's see, go first, but that's my theory that
Okay.
even that doorway will lead to where the work needs to happen. So you want to use this space to make a decision about whether you go to the lab or not.
Yeah, and I also have the my roommates, they are just so annoying, and now I need to move out of my roommate's house, and it's so unpredictable. I don't know what to do. So maybe yeah, this is also happening, and I
So
uh
I've got to make a confession. My brain doesn't go as complex as yours. So I'm willing to hold space for one of those two issues. Which one do you want to bring?
um I don't know.
Okay,
It
so we'll take a minute in that the place you don't know. Are you open to close your eyes for a minute?
okay.
Will you let yourself click to the time when you were the youngest, when you also didn't know?
I don't know anything here. Like my moms are always telling me what to do. They just tell
You've
me
got
all the
not just one mum, you've got two mums telling you what to do.
yeah.
How can a child work out what they want when they've two people telling them what to do? How did you work out what you wanted to do with two mums telling you what to do?
I I just try to follow all of them, like, or go away. I just want to go away. I don't want to be with them.
Not surprised, people telling you what to do. Who likes being told what to do?
Yeah, I did not
And
like
what?
it.
No. What didn't you like about it?
Oh, because I wanted to do so many things, but there was no space. Like there was no space for me. They were just like all the time, And
Okay, I want to tell you what I just heard. There was no space for you.
yeah,
Gabrielle, I'm going to pause because we might be going into your stuff.
yeah. No, not yet.
But you know what I mean? We could easily go down your own personal track
Yeah, from there.
because you know something about there not being space for you either at times.
Hmm.
What do you think about those few interventions I experimented with then?
Yes, they work, and being on his place, I could really feel the curiosity and the discovering with me what was like a surprise, almost like that there is someone that don't think that this is normal. Like you did not. For me, being here is all of that is normal, and I think that for everyone is normal. And then I have you saying, "Oh, not a surprise." Like these kind of interventions create a kind of awakening out of this normality that it is like that,
Yes.
and it
And
brought me
again,
wonder.
bringing my energy. Who likes being told what to do? Because who does actually? Right? So bringing some energy into that locked system.
Hmm.
And then he said it, there's no space for me, and he skipped over. So then I used the brakes to, hey, I want to let you know what I just heard. Because there's no space for me, no space for me to know what I want or to make my own decisions.
Mhm.
So using the his current decision of do I go to a lab or not leads back to that origins of the pattern.
Mhm.
What say you right now? You what? Mm.
It's because I did not see the connection before. So I was feeling fear of entering there and going a loophole of, and this usually happens with me that I lose the thread of what we are, where I'm walking with him. And now when you're speaking, I can see the connection. The several times he
Mm.
brings about decision making, his difficulty to decision making.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes I've successfully, before I was holding space in my camper or online, I had like 10 cushions and I gave the completion loop of, okay, so this is the cushion you want to decide whether to go the lab. And this one I heard you're not sure if you want to live where you live in and you don't like the experience of where you live in. And then there was 10 cushions on the floor. So that in itself was powerful intervention.
Mhm. Yeah.
You
Ah.
could do it on, will you draw a cushion for this bit and this bit and this bit and this bit?
Hmm.
And now you know he doesn't have the quote thing to put them on. So you have to be that for a while. The space needs to be the place the quotes can begin to land.
Hmm. Thank you. I have many doorways to try it out, and I I experience fulfillment and abundance of options to pick from. So I appreciate
And
that.
the space, you're welcome. And the space seems complete.
Yes, I agree. Enjoy your day. I will enjoy my
I
evening.
will. It is my birthday tomorrow, so I'm going to enjoy making games and different things. I
Wow.
want to read I want to read the first chapter of my book at my birthday tomorrow, which is a hugely make myself visible experiment because it's likely to be the last birthday I have with my dad. So compos mentis. He's 90 and he's between the worlds. He sleeps 5 times a day these days. So I will move from this space into finishing that chapter and prepare to celebrate my birthday.
Yay. In case you open an online space for that, I want to be in.
Online space for
Celebrating your life and your birthday.
James will record if tomorrow the space feels accurate and I read it, James will record it.
Yeah, and send to me. I love you very
And
much.
I love
Goodbye.
you too, dear Gabriella. Bye, love.